Alright guys, this is Indian Tact. Uh, one quick thing, I wanted to share this experience with you. And oh man, I just hope this does not become a regular thing with most of the Indians and Pakistanis coming here, because seriously guys, that's really not good. So my experience is, I was working for an international organization, and I was working there for a few months as a volunteer, and because I was new here in this country, I already had a job, but I didn't know what to do with my spare time. I was kind of in a different situation at that time. I didn't have a car, so I really didn't had that much mobility with me. I will walk around, shop around, and everything. But then I stayed in an apartment very close to Washington D.C. I mean, a White House in Washington D.C. So during the weekends and evenings are kind of really nothing going on there. People go back to their homes in Virginia and Maryland, suburbs, which we call it. Actually, we are going to one of the suburbs area. So, so I was working for this. I was working with this international organization as a volunteer, and there was this Indian guy there, and he looked at me and he smiled at me, and I smiled back. Nothing wrong with it, right? So it became a regular thing. Every day he will smile at me and nod at me, and I will do the same. And I said, okay, he's a nice fellow. So one day he stopped by in the morning, having his cup of tea at my desk, and he said, "Hi, my name is this, and I introduced him, about myself, and introduced myself to him, and we talked about stuff here and there, and then I think that was my friend in that car who just passed. Anyway, so getting back to this guy, so we introduced each other and we talked to each other for few things here and there. So he said, we should hang out together and we should do something. I said, okay, so you want to go to the bar or something? He said, no, where do you live? I said, well, I live across the street, basically. He said, oh, cool, okay, so maybe I can swing by this Saturday. I said, sure. You can come between this and this time. I'm going and getting some grocery shopping done before that. So he said, yeah, sure, he will be there. And he, took my phone number and everything. And I'm like, kind of, I was still new from India. So when somebody is, when some people invite themselves to your house, it's more acceptable in India. Here it is kind of no-no. So I said, yeah, okay. So he's a friendly Indian guy. He met me. He, introduced himself to me, and now he wants to come to my place, right? So okay, that's good. So we did that, and he came on Saturday at the time, and whenever we scheduled, I think it was 1 p.m. or something. So he came, and then he wants to know what I want to do. I mean, what I was doing in my life. Like, he wanted to know where I'm working, where I am. And I said, okay, the flow of information is kind of one-sided. He wants to know more about me than he's telling about himself, but okay. So I kind of gave him very basic answers, not getting into, too much. And I kind of started having a weird feeling about this guy. I said, this guy, he has a game, he's here for some purpose. He is not being nice. I mean, given how he's talking. Then, of course, comes the surprise. He said, well, I wanted to see if, you are interested in this thing. Guess what this guy bought? He bought a DVD about my rich dad, my poor dad, something like that. It was a pyramid scheme. He wanted me to sign up, and he said that, you can sell the products. These products are not available to public, and the same, you know, the same crap. All right. I mean, I'm sorry. I wanted to use some other word, but I don't know. How old are you? Behind the computer monitor. So for crap is as decent as I can find at this moment. So he gave me all this crap story about this product is nice, this shampoo is great, that conditioner is awesome, and this is a body lotion and women like it, my wife likes it, her sisters like it, and this is a very hot thing between women right now, and you can sell it to other people and you can make other people members. And then he took out a check of $22,000 from his pocket, folded. Now this was November, okay? This was November of 2006, I think it was 2006, yeah. So it was November of 2006. This guy showed me a check of $22,000 from his pocket. The check was issued to him by the pyramid company, pyramid company scheme, scammer, or whoever. The check was written to him in February of 2006. So tell me one thing. No matter how rich you are, will you carry a check of $22,000 in your pocket from February and will not deposit in your account? Right? Who does that? If you would have shown me a copy of it, that would have been more, decent, or that would have been more kind of honest look to it. I would have said, okay, he probably got a $22,000 check, and then he kind of, kept a copy to show around people to sell them the membership or, the scheme or scam. But here, he's showing me the original check. So I said, you know what, I have seen this kind of stuff in India. We had Amway in India and all that. And I'm no way going to be a part of any pyramid scheme, so I'm sorry. And by that time, I just wanted this guy to leave, right? Because he was not there for friendship. He was not there as a nice Indian guy who was, trying to be friendly or anything. He just wanted me to scam me out because he was scammed. So now the only way he can make his scam, worthwhile or something, he can get out of it is by making me, go through the same process as he has gone, and he might get some, few $100 out of making me a member. That's how the pyramid scheme works, right? He wanted to get one step above. So I told him, I said, look, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in this, and I will never be. And he said, no. And he said, okay, watch this DVD with me. So he said, can I put this DVD? And I was still nice at that point. So he put the DVD. He showed me like 15-20 minutes video, and God, I was bored. I said, like, you don't sell me this kind of scam. I'm not I'm a very realistic guy. I want to work hard and make my money. I don't believe in scams like, quick rich schemes and all that. So those 15-20 minutes were really, really painful for me. And I did watch it, and then I said, okay, yeah, so, nothing has changed. I am still not interested. So he tried to, push me again for 5-6 minutes, and he was getting desperate. And I said, I'm not buying it. I don't do it. I didn't even. He said, "Can you want time to think about it?" I said, "No, I don't want to think about it. I don't want time to think about it. I know I'm not going to be a part of any of this stuff." So then he kind of got upset, and then he said something that really, really. Let me get the gas. me make a stop at the gas station. I need to get something to drink. Anyway, so this guy got, he got pissed off, and then he said something to that effect of, he said, "Oh, okay, so if you don't want." If you don't want to be successful in your life, and if you don't want to try anything in your life, then then it's okay. And he said something to that effect, basically, that if I don't want to be something in my life, or if I don't want to be successful, and that was the first time someone really, 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 that someone really, really made me upset. Because I said, I'm thinking, I said, like, this guy, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know how much, the life has been difficult for me. He doesn't know how much I've sacrificed at various stages of my life. He doesn't know what I went through. And I worked hard towards it. And I was somewhat, successful in some of the things I did. And, sometimes I was not successful in some of the things I tried. And it's true for every one of us, right? This is life. Who is he to come and make that judgment and telling me on my face, standing in my apartment, that, I remember he said something to that effect, "You don't have a drive to be successful, so that's fine." So I said, I have a drive to be successful, and my drive is my work, and I work and I succeed because of the way I do my work, and because the way I do my job. And I told him, "You don't know me, and you have absolutely no idea what I've done in my life. And for you to make an assumption like this is kind of pathetic, because you're so desperate to sell your scam onto me." And I opened my apartment door and I said, "I want you to get out from here. Take your DVD, and I never want to see you or talk to you again." So that was it. He left without saying a word, and I'm glad he left. And I did continue working in that place as a volunteer, but I had to leave for some other reasons after a few weeks, because I think they liked my work as a volunteer, and they told me I can work 10 hours a week as a volunteer. But as I started working, they wanted me to work more. And this is like a volunteer work. I was working in a IT department as a volunteer. So they started making me work like, a full-time employee, and they started having expectations. So next thing I know, I'm spending like 6-7 hours a day. And then I have my job as well. So I told the guy who was mentoring me, and the guy, he was a senior manager in that organization, and I said, "Listen," his name was Lou. So I said, "Lou, you cannot expect me to work 7-8 hours a day here, every day, 5 days a week. This is not my job. I have another job. I have to go, I have to prepare my food or cook something. I have to sleep. I have to clean my dishes. I have to clean my clothes, wash my clothes, right? You gotta do everything. And then you expect me to come and work." I mean, my idea, I came here for experience. I came here to, learn something in a positive way, like, without hanging out to other places. It will be a learning process for me. But seems like you want more and more from me. And he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, but we'll do something for you. we might have an opening next year, we can offer you a job. And I said, no, it's not about job. I already have a job and I am happy with my job. I'm not looking for a job here this year or next year. I'm just saying like what has changed. I mean, our agreement was 10 hours a week, and now you are expecting me to work, more than 10 hours in 2 days. I don't feel rested when I go home. And he was like, he said, oh, why don't you take a week off? And I, it's a very, very, very nice guy, but he kind of like, really, I mean, I thought like this guy is never gonna go through this guy, because the way he told me take a week off, because hey, what do you mean by take a week off? I don't work for you. So anyway, so I worked, and then I got busy in my office. They were having some, like I said, it was November already when I met this guy. And in come December, we had a lot of shortage of people because of Christmas and everything. My office wanted me to work extra, so then I stopped going there and I quit my volunteer job. So, but I never saw this Indian guy there too much often, and I was like kind of totally upset about that experience. And I hope Indians, Pakistani, or any other immigrants, those who come, please, you come here to this country, be successful by hard work. Don't fall into scams. If you want to fall into scams, it's not going to help you. You're not going to be rich. You will not be driving expensive cars here. The scams, they don't work in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and believe me, those scams don't work here either. Just because this is America, that doesn't mean that the results of those scams and pyramid schemes are different. It's not. I'm gonna get in and get something, but meanwhile I will do another quick video and share another example, very similar example, about another Indian guy who I met. And that's why I tell my family or my friends, be wary of smiling Indians. If an Indian smiles at you, you gotta believe me, man. That thing is coming. Well, I'm not making, it's not entirely true, but I mean, I do kind of question myself now, when I see unknown strangers and Indians, when they smile at me, I kind of put some guard on. I say like, okay, hey, all right, be on guard now, something is coming here. So I'll share that example right after I'll get back from this place. So meanwhile, continue browsing and let me know how do you find this video. And by the way, I want to do another video, and that video is going to be kind of funny, at least for me, maybe for you. Why do Indians, when they come to United States, buy Honda Accord or Toyota Camry in golden or silver color? I'll answer that when I'll come back. Not one of the videos then. Peace.